I'll leave it.
What is up, folks? Welcome to the High Tech Podcast. I am Josh, one of the hosts, because there's two, but I'm the one talking. And that's the guy dancing right now, but you can't hear it if you're just listening to the audio, is Will. What's up, buddy?
What's up, my man? We're here.
We're here, High Tech Podcast. Also, if you're just listening to the audio, stop that. Watch the video. We talked about this repeatedly.
You.
Yes,
listen to me.
You. We've talked about this on the High Tech Podcast. Stop it. No, everybody, I am so excited. We have a great holiday-themed episode. Again, those video watchers will be ahead of the listeners. It is a holiday-themed episode today, and I am so excited because the one, the only, the golden pipes himself, as Will says, Steven Miletto is back with us again. What is up, Steve?
Hey guys, it's great to be with you, and I love this visit to the North Pole that we've done. I like this.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I'm the accountant, though, of the North Pole. Like, you guys are all decked out and happy, and I'm like, I just did some lights, and I'm like, I'm ready to do the taxes.
Yeah, if you could get a tie or something, that would make us feel a lot more,
Nice. I like that. That's, Well, it's awesome to be here. Glad to be able to talk again with you guys. This is wonderful to do a holiday show.
Yeah. Yes. We've done them in the past with the theme. The theme's always been consistent, just some holiday cheer, but like what ends up happening is kind of up in the air. So this year's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's what brings the holiday cheer. It's really just about whatever happens in the podcast. But yeah, Steve, this is like is this our third?
I think it's our third
holiday themed episode together. Yeah, this has become a tradition now at this point. Which is crazy. Yeah,
that is crazy.
But I need to ask, because you shared this. I'll break the fourth wall. He shared this in prep, but I need to pretend like I haven't seen it before. Steve, what is on your sweater? I must know.
I'm glad you asked that question, because I have this wonderful sweater that has a T-Rex wearing a Santa hat. He has a scarf, and it says, "Have a Merry Rexmas."
With sound effects.
Yes,
exactly.
Oh man, you need to make that sweater so when you press it makes that noise. If you can record yourself and then just like
that'd be awesome. I still have time to find a device where I could put my voice on it.
Yeah, because you said you have a Christmas party in a couple weeks, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So I could get
time to deck it out.
That would be awesome. That would be really geeky of me.
Yes, indeed it would. But it is an awesome sweater, Steve. Now, Steve, we play this game every time you're on the podcast. What episode is Steven Miletto on? If I have heard correctly, by the time we release this episode, you will be on episode 800. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yay!
Wow.
If I had like streamers,
wow.
Party them.
Little puppet things.
Yeah.
And there was lots of fireworks. Cheers, yes. Nice.
It's not cheese, folks. It's not cheese. Yeah. It's not cheese. It's
I kind of wish it was. I kind of wish it was chi. That would be funnier.
Just
like chi. Yeah. But 800 episodes. That is so many. That's so many episodes.
Your podcast can legally drink in every country. I mean, you've done it, dude.
Wait, hold on.
Nice.
Can we go back to that for a hot second? How does 800 become the legally drink entity?
I mean, like, if we're talking about like 21 episodes, that's not enough. You know, like 21 episodes, you could do that in 3 months. But like 800 episodes, how long you been at it? 10 years? Like you practically in all. I don't know, guys. I said what I said.
It all works. I like it, and I have been at it since 2013. So,
oh man,
12 years.
12 years. I don't know that I realized you've been podcasting for 12 years. That's crazy, Steve.
It is crazy, and it's I don't like to claim some of those early episodes too much, but
Same.
especially the recording devices. By the way,
we use what we got.
Yeah, you use what you got in the beginning, and you grow into what you are now, the beautiful butterfly that is Steven Miletto.
Thank you. Yes, I'm spreading my wings.
Just flying your wings. So, folks, we got a funny episode for you this week. We are going to I'll be honest, this holiday-themed episode is less holiday-themed in topic. We're projecting a world where AI might take over certain jobs. We thought we'd just lean into the fear that everyone has, and we just let everyone know what we think is gonna happen. when that happens. But before we do, just a couple things, as we always do on the podcast, make sure you subscribe online if you're listening to the High Tech Podcast, which if you're listening to us right now, surprise, you listen to the High Tech Podcast. So make sure to subscribe on wherever you're listening to it, on YouTube, hit the bell, all those fun things, whatever such you'd like to do. You can also find us on the socials at High Tech Podcast or at High Tech Pod. We won't tell you which one. It's a fun game. You can also email us at inbox@hightechpod.us if you'd like to let us know your thoughts on how many episodes Steve has. I don't know. You also have a T-Rex themed sweater that you'd like to wear. Or this week you feel like a butterfly. I don't know. You can email us at inbox@hightechpod.us. We'd love to talk to you. And then just a reminder, we have a website, hightechpod.us as well, that you can find all the fun stuff and information, like Steve's podcast as well, is always linked every time he's on the podcast. So you can check that out as well. If you want to hear a more experienced podcast, you can find our podcast episode page and then click on stevenmiletto.com, and that'll take you to a real podcast. You can go listen there. So, okay. That's all the rigmarole. Now, before we get into how AI is going to ruin our lives and take over jobs, okay? Before we jump into that, I have a new segment I'd like to start on the podcast, and Steve is going to be a part of it, okay? So I'd like to play this new game. It's called Is It Tank or Not? Okay? I'm going to show you a picture. And I want you to tell me whether you think it's a tank or it's not a tank. And if you don't think it's a tank, I need to hear what you think it is.
Okay.
Okay? Okay?
So then when this is all over, do we say thanks for the memories?
Oh, well, now we do. That was amazing.
Steve, I'm just sad I didn't say it first.
Gotcha.
Hold on, I need to zoom in a little bit more.
This is great. This is great. You know, folks, usually he puts everything in Notion, and I even know what the surprises are, but this isn't even in Notion that I can see, so yeah. I don't even know. It's truly a surprise. It's coming up on screen now. Oh my gosh.
Here we go. Tank or not?
No. Oh no.
I don't think that's a tank. I think that's a bed warmer that's with a broken handle.
Bed warmer with a broken
like an old
handle?
school one, right?
Yes, exactly. And see the one end on the one end that looks like it's a turret, actually that's where you put the coals. And then someone busted somebody over the head with it. That's why the other end is
I like Steve's narrative too. It's not just
I like the backstory here.
Yeah. It was the holiday season. They heard a sound in the house. Instead of assuming it was Santa or going back to sleep, they grabbed the fire pan in their bed and slammed him over the head with it.
And
That's
broke
the narrative.
It. Yeah.
I do not believe it's a tank either. In fact, I tank it's
nice.
Like I feel like it's in a park. Like I feel like this is in nature or something. Maybe it's a car. Like parked in nature. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys ready?
If it's a tank, I'm gonna be flabbergasted.
Right.
It is not a tank.
Surprise.
It's just an SUV with a very weird thing.
It's
attached.
a car parked in nature.
That's funny. Will gets it with a boom, boom. Oh my gosh, man. A car parked in nature. Yes.
A car parked in nature. You know?
Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah, you know where it is.
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's what you were looking out your office window at during a meeting or something?
Yeah. That was out of an office window. Thanks, Robin, for the inspiration.
Perfect. Well, folks, that was like a Ford F-150 or something with a full like back hatch, hold up, and then it had a roof rack with what looked like a tank turret on it. So that's
some kind of tube. We just thought it looked a lot like a tank turret, and that inspired me to do Tank or Not. And so this will come back, folks.
Amazing.
Okay, well, our new job for the rest of our episodes is to look for tanks in the wild.
I love it.
And play this game. Tank or Not.
Very excited by that.
So there you go.
That was fun.
Anyway. Okay, jobs being taken over by AI. We have one job today, men. That is to predict what the future will look like, to assuage the fears of our listeners.
Wow.
Or make them worse. These are the jobs we have today. Okay? So, first one. AI was going to take over a baseball player Steve, what would it look like?
Oh my gosh! If you were going to AI was going to take over a baseball player.
Yeah. Baseball players are replaced by AI.
Nice.
2035. The Braves and the Phillies are no longer playing with people.
Oh, that's terrible.
They've got
That's
AI. They've
He
got
doesn't
AI
realize
bots from
This is
Tesla.
like a dystopian fear of ours. Like,
You got that right. Oh my gosh!
I
they're
wasn't
already
scared
replacing
about-
humps with AI.
I wasn't scared about the Terminator. I am scared about AI baseball.
So I guess, is it bigger than a bread box? Are we actually sitting in our rooms?
Are we just watching video games, or is there an actual game on?
I'm
What I would
I'm
say,
thinking like Neobot takes over baseball. You know what I mean?
like little robots swinging at the bats.
Maybe.
and
I mean,
stuff.
that's the one version. I guess the other version is like virtual reality AI baseball. You know, they're not real at all. It's just generated baseball.
That would be terrible, man. That would be-
I know.
Especially like if you, not that I've ever been to a dog track, okay, but you know, the dog track, they have a rabbit on a rail, and so if the AI robot is standing at home plate and he swings at the invisible ball that supposedly has been pitched to him, and the AI claims that he hit it, then the rabbit runs to first. There's a rail right there, right? And so the rabbit looks like a person with their legs moving. What do you think?
I do like this image of it. This is a lot. This actually feels a lot more like gambling, frankly. You know, instead of the real thing, we're gonna watch, some like
Exactly.
fake
And then
version.
right next to your seat, you'll have a little device that you can put in your credit card and, and
Steve,
swipe.
go patent this idea now. Otherwise, somebody else is gonna make their billions before you can. So
I think you're right.
Yeah.
My first thought though is at least I could be okay with the AI taking over the umpire's job. I don't know so much about the baseball players, but the umps, man, I could do without a few of them.
Oh, this is a different version of this question that's funnier. What role in a baseball game is most replaceable by AI? That's the
umpires.
umpires. Okay.
No.
Okay. Sorry, every umpire listening to the High Tech Podcast.
I just don't think that they I don't think they like their job. We don't like them doing their job. Like, nobody likes the job, so we may as well just roll them over and call it a day. Like,
yeah,
Yeah,
it's that easy.
And it's definitely going to happen. And so then the other AIs that you could probably do would be, could you do the grounds crew maybe?
Well, I mean, not wrong, right?
I mean, wouldn't that just be basically a super large like Roomba?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, would that be what that is?
That's funny.
Could you imagine? Oh my gosh! I mean, not your mascot because it kind of sucks. But could you imagine the fanatic?
I'm here. Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was my mic on? Could you imagine the fanatic messing around with a giant like field Roomba or something like that, trying to ride it and stuff? Oh my gosh, I would die to see that. So that does sound good.
Of course, it would never happen because your mascot just sucks. So,
Oh wow!
I think we can both agree that the fanatic is fantastic. He's grumbling. What is your mascot called?
What is our mascot called?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, but we're a little controversial.
Oh, that's right. Is
Oh, yeah.
it still Blooper?
What's that?
Blooper is his name, right? But he's still the
mascot is Blooper.
Yeah.
That is our mascot, and he's awesome. He's funny. He's a goofy guy. He's a character. And my favorite thing with him is that he makes fun of the other players, but he gets them to work with him so that later when they put the film together, it's hilarious what they do. But he's usually out there, and he gets some player to cooperate from the other team, which is hilarious. So it's because sometimes they're, Schwarber, some of the guys who have no problem cooperating
having a laugh.
Yeah.
Yes, having a laugh. So, but yes, Blooper, and he's fun. He has these really neat things that come out of his ears. He can make happen, but he's a goofy guy, so I like him. And I do have to say, the Fanatic doesn't suck. He's cool. So,
see, I don't personally know your Blooper, so I went a little hard. I'm sorry, but like the Fanatic is awesome. Yeah. It's personal.
He is something, if not confusing, but it's fine. No, it's yeah. But okay, so I think we figured out AI replacement. Okay, Probably not the players themselves. That seems like a bad idea. But we might have found a realistic replacement. The groundskeepers replaced with a giant Roomba.
It's true.
You know,
It's true.
it brings comedy and efficient groundskeeping.
To go with that though, you could have, some tests on whether they could have people who sell hot dogs and beer as test robots that are controlled by AI, and the first people that get hit with the beer can in the head. Hey, beer over here! Bang! Well,
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, the AI was too good.
Yeah. You can have drones selling the
drop
the food. You know what I mean? Like they just fly down. That way too, you don't have to wait for the guy to walk over to you. You just flag down a drone.
Then it's an app
flies
too.
over.
You just put in your seat, you pay, and it drops right in front of you, takes off.
$1 million idea right here.
There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna unpress record, and we're gonna go start a business.
I
like that.
Direct seat delivery. The Amazon of our day, if you will. Oh.
Amazing.
Okay. So baseball player, there's some interesting dynamics to how you can replace. Now I am curious, Steve, you said you had a list. Some of them not entirely realistic. So I'm very curious what your first one you want to throw at us at. What's the first one you want to work through? What would it look like for AI to replace?
So let me start this way because maybe I'm a former high school history teacher, and I'm a former assistant principal who did discipline. That's a lot of fun, by the way. You have lots of fans.
Everybody's dream job.
Exactly. And parents say to you things like, what do you do here? Oh, I'm an assistant. Oh, I don't want to know you. I don't want to know if you know me or not. Goodbye. I actually had that said to me at a Christmas party. It's like, hey, boy, I feel
I'm
good.
a pretty nice guy, I think.
Yeah.
It's not my fault I like the Braves.
Oh, thanks. All right. So you only get away with that as long as we have no clue if they even have players on the field for this next year yet. That, without crutches and stuff. So
Yeah, right.
anyway, so I was thinking about all this stuff, and I went on to become a high school principal. I had a couple different schools where I was a high school principal, and one of the things I had experience with along the way are substitute teachers. All right.
Okay.
And
We're going right for it, are we?
Oh yeah. Well, just hang on a second, because before we go there, what we have to talk about is that the idea that when for a teacher to be out, they replace it with this AI controlled robot that's a big box that's in the room, and you have to use your little QR code to get into the room. And if you don't get in there within a certain amount of time, you are late. There is no defining late or whatever. So then you have to go to the AI assistant principal robot. All right. So, and this is not good, because what's going to happen is you're going to be ejected from the school. I haven't thought this quite through this part yet, but the whole thing about because while you're in there, then they give you the assignment once you've checked in through that QR code. Once you sign in and you sit, then the AI personality is talking to you about what your assignment is. You need to get it done. You have this amount of time to get it done. And if you're not, it starts filming you, and it's going to send that film to your parent carbon-based unit. All right. And
This sounds more and more like something out of Demolition Man.
It
The
does.
further we go down this line, I'm like, oh yeah.
I was going to say, this sounds like somebody took Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and thought, how can I apply that to high school?
Thanks. This is I got to thinking about, because with substitutes, that way there is no, once you enter that room, the door doesn't open again. All right. Unless the AI robot opens. Bathroom. Who needs to use the bathroom? I don't.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't open the door.
There you go. There you go. Exactly.
So
Get out of here.
Is your premise is that what you're saying AI would look like if AI just replaced like all teachers, or just a substitute teacher room?
I think
like
a substitute teacher. Right. I think a substitute teacher room, so that not replacing all teachers. My idea here is that there's a substitute teacher room that you have to go to that the substitute AI personality controls. And this is to keep it from taking over the world. It enjoys.
You're putting it in a concentrated effort. I love how each time you talk about this idea, Steve, you pre-laugh. You keep like every time you go to say more about it, you just you chuckle to yourself like this is ludicrous, and yet it is probably not far from possible, because I think there's some merit in the fact of having like a room, and it's like that if there's a sub day, like that's the substitute room, it's all teched out, it's ready to go, and then the students just walk in and settle in, and it's a little bit more than just movie day, but hopefully it's not like some robot running around with a ruler just slapping them, like it's got to be somewhere between.
Well, I was thinking that actually, once you sit down, it then zaps you with a little bit of energy if you are misbehaving. All right.
This is like the school version of Home Alone. The kids gets trapped in it, and they have to fight back. They have to get. It's like PG Saw, right? It's like there's a game and they've got to get out of the room.
Man, you made that so much worse by calling it PG Saw.
Oh my gosh, man!
That's for sure. It took a whole different turn in my head the second you said PG Saw. That was so the premise is substitute teacher replaced by AI. This is substitute teacher room. It's interesting. Yeah, it's funny that we can't say it without laughing because it's a terrifying thought. That's my original thought.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's but like, how entirely different is that than sometimes the suggestions of just like throwing students down in front of AI chatbots to have them kind of teach?
Ooh, philosophical, aren't we?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
This thing.
I think you're right. That's, and it's, and you do have to know that I grew up on watching reruns of the Jetsons too. So that might be appearing in some of this stuff, but
reruns, Steve, reruns.
Oh, that was rude.
That was. Gosh.
Well, I did say I was going to do one other thing, Steve. Every time we ask some of these questions, I added this earlier, so this is a new curveball I give. I'm going to ask Claude AI how it would replace substitute teachers with AI, and let's see what it gives. Let's see what it gives us here. Let's see if it comes up with quite a terrifying things. It knows I work at my specific work, so it's specifically looking at this from my perspective.
Nice.
That's.
I'm sorry, Josh. I don't think you want to do that.
Okay. So, here we go. Here's how it suggests in a couple ways where AIs could be most effective. AI lesson delivery. AI systems could present pre-recorded lessons, guide students through digital worksheets, provide immediate feedback on basic assignments. That sounds kind of just like a vague way to say AI could do some of those things.
So far, sounds pretty good.
Classroom management support. AI could monitor attendance.
See, here it is.
Track assignment completion and send alerts about behavioral issues and maintain communication with the main office about classroom needs. It took 2 options for it to get to Steve's suggestion. I just want to point that out. That's basically anyway. So it goes on to describe like maybe some learning paths run by AI. Or real-time support. It does acknowledge some complex behavioral situations would be hard for AI to handle.
They're hard for humans to handle, so what's
many
new?
students need human connection. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, anyway, there you go.
That's cool. Thanks.
Woof.
That's it is nice to know that AI and I are thinking alike, and that the possibility of the shock room, I guess, is. And by the way, any complaints from any teachers who think that I was suggesting that they could be replaced, just send your complaints to Will and Josh, care of this podcast.
I think it's actually StevenMiletto.com, isn't it?
We've actually been outsourcing all of our communication to that website. So
our website redirects to your website.
Oh, thanks. Yes,
that'd actually be funny after releasing this episode just for a day. Like it just redirects to your website.
Somebody types in High Tech Pod. I'm gonna tear them a new one. Goes straight to StevenMiletto.com.
Yeah. So I know it's technically Will's next, but I wanna pull into the flow. Because I feel like Steve just kind of bumped into the topic, and I think we just rip it off. You know what I mean? We just rip the Band-Aid off. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Teachers. What would it look like for AI to replace teachers? If we were to make every listener that we both have angry. I want to preface this. This is all hypothetical, and we will come back to our real feelings in a second. But
Steve's like, I just want to abstain.
abstain. Right? Like, this is the thing that AI people are saying, you know, like, I forget who it was recently that said, like, in 10 years, we won't need teachers. Now, I want to make this fully true. I don't believe that at all, and we'll come to that conclusion in the end. But, like, if the hypothetical, what would have to happen?
Wow. For AI to replace teachers?
Yeah. Oh, do you want me to be quiet?
No. If you're ready, go for it.
I think, in order for that to happen, one of the things that has to happen is that we really become reliant on the idea of the work is all done like from home on a computer or something like this. And the as opposed to going to a school and a building that you report into, like you use your handy dandy, how wristwatches have in some ways kind of gone away because people are using their phones and all that stuff, and now they got the digital watches that they're very fond of, or whatever the Douglas Adams line is that he wrote a long time ago. But the the idea that you just basically would sign in, and it's kind of like you use the little band to show that it's you because it's connected to your biorhythms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And that way it's you, it's not somebody else. And because it can tell if somebody else is wearing your watch.
Yeah.
That type of thing. And then you have to sit there and do whatever it tells you to do. So either there's a big revolution against the AI teacher because it knows when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. It knows when you've been good and it knows when you've been bad.
It's making a list and it's checking it once.
Yeah, exactly. we should have seen when AI replaces Santa Claus. That's the next.
The
elves are like on strike.
Yeah. So your argument would be it would have to be very impersonal.
Yes.
Really, at the end of the day, to like fully replace teachers with AI.
The irony to me of the idea of replacing teachers with AI or artists with AI, like creative process, right? I'll be careful. I'm not gonna be careful. I don't see necessarily a problem with replacing repetitive manufacturing like tasks with AI, like assembling a car. Most of that is automated these days. Like humans check certain steps or whatever, but like the doors and lots of features get built on cars by machines. And there's tons of manufacturing that's done by that kind of technology today, so that's cool. But like, that makes sense to me. Pick thing up, put thing in place. Pick thing up, put thing in place. Do that a million times. I'm very happy that a robot can do that, can do it consistently, maintain for cars, maintain consistency and quality to ensure safety and blah, 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 blah. But when we come back to things like teaching, which currently we only can even perceive in a creative mind, a creative set, right? There are facts that have to be relayed, but the way those facts are relayed is always up to the teacher. There's even in more restrictive curricula or more restrictive states with policies on how it has to be taught or whatever, there's still the teacher at the end of the day who gets to say the words the way they want to. If we move into a world where that level of creativity is expunged or eradicated, I don't know the right word, but
good words.
What's the point of the student? If the teaching is possible via a manufactured AI robot that can go, then the thinking that the students need to do can probably be offloaded to that in the first place. Why do the students even need to learn? It's a little reductive for me to take it that approach, but I think that teaching is such a creative process that removing the creativity removes teaching, and therefore there's no point to learning. Like if you just want them to get the rote facts, they'll get the rote facts one way or the other, and they can rely on the AI for those facts. Why learn them when they can just ask AI, who is the 23rd president of the United States? How does that apply to my job right now? If they can ask that question and get a relevant answer, I just fell back into my own thoughts.
But it's awesome what you're talking about, because I think that's a. I mean, I agree right with you. The biggest problem is that if all you want is rote memorization of stuff, or even if you ask, you're trying to get kids to think at a difficult level and stuff like this, part of what makes it just a cool thing to learn is when you have a creative teacher who knows how to make it exciting and fun, and you start going, hey, this is awesome. And then maybe they'll create that exciting and fun, awesome AI teacher. But hey, let me tell you a joke. No respect. Here we go. Knock, knock, knock. All right. Wrong decade. Okay.
Are you making a reference that neither of us got?
Yes, I am. I am.
I mean, the reference was understood to a certain level by me.
I don't know what it's from,
but I don't remember what it's from. It's
So, just as a note for all those listeners out there, I have to remind you that soon it will be Betty by time for Will and Josh, because they do have to meet their nap times. So
we're in our 30s, thank you.
Yeah, I have a son.
Yes,
he puts his son to bed.
Exactly. It was not a very good imitation of him, but there was this awesome comedian named Rodney Dangerfield. And,
okay.
if you never watched Caddyshack, that's one of the most awesome movies.
That line's from Caddyshack?
No, that's not. That was he used to talk about having no respect, and then he had these one-liners that went with that.
Yeah, got it.
Okay,
I do. That's the only reason I know Rodney Dangerfield is from Caddyshack. I'm like, I don't remember that.
There's a whole bunch of other movies he made that you need to go see, but the Caddyshack is the most awesome one because he drives one of the characters insane.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
But I would back to the topic. I think I would agree. I think like the because the whole point of this episode is to pose what it would look like if AI replaced that job. I would agree that I think it removes if you're looking at education as just rogue information transfer, then like maybe, although I would like to acknowledge that AI keeps forgetting to even read the PDF I uploaded, so maybe rogue data transfer ain't the best. But like if it is just rogue data transfer, it becomes very similar to what you're joking about with the substitute teacher thing. It's like it basically becomes check in, do your assignments, you're told whether or not you have the right information, and then you leave. Now, to Will's snarky comment earlier, there's so many of them. There are some educational experiences out there that are kind of like that. Would we argue they're good educational experiences? No, but they are out there. So like that's I've said this in other contexts. I've said in a lot of times, I believe this about teaching. I believe it about a couple other things in life. If your thing in, like, for instance, if your teaching can be completely replaced by AI, then the problem is not AI itself. The problem is how you were teaching.
Ooh, yes.
Like, so if your teaching is something that you would say would just be what Steve's dystopian / comedic version of substitute teaching would be, then probably your teaching wasn't done the right way in that context, right? But like, because I think the point of teaching, it comes down to what the point of it is. Is it about data transfer, or is it about shaping people? If it's about shaping people, I'm not sure robots should be shaping the people. We should be shaping the robots. So like that's kind of where I think that end result just doesn't seem good. It kind of just seems like an Orwellian / comedic version. I don't know. I imagine big black boxes that are kind of like just pyramids floating on the above ground just a little bit. They're kind of like a combination of Daleks and trash cans in my head. That's what the robots are.
Amazing.
So anyway, okay. I think we've awkwardly hammered that enough. All of us were slightly uncomfortable starting the topic, but I think we got there. We came around. Will, would you like to drop us another job that we can pose what it would look like for AI to replace?
When I was thinking through this prompt about like what should even be the jobs, I was generally thinking of like that person we look at from time to time, and we're like, I could do their job, or like they, everybody kind of judges whether or not they do their job well. And so, baseball was actually really well in that, right? Everybody's an armchair quarterback or an armchair coach at the end of the day while they're watching their favorite sport. But this one for me, like I've been to so many concerts where in the middle of it, somebody inevitably turns around and goes, "What the heck is that sound engineer doing?" You know what I mean? And so the thought that came to my mind.
They don't say sound engineer because no one that says that has any idea.
What is that sound guy doing?
Yeah.
I wrote down sound engineer, so I read sound engineer. But like that is a job where I'm like, I mean, could AI do it? You know, because I mean, functionally, I do actually think it's very possible and maybe even preferable. I hate saying this. Because algorithmically, sound operates in waves, and those waves can be mathematically calculated. In fact, my audio right now, I'm running through an AI synthesizer, and I don't know how AI it is, but like I have not used an equalizer to balance my voice. I turned on a feature, and that feature is balancing me as I get closer to the mic and as I get further from the mic. And if I do my P's and B's, and if I do T's and D's, and if I, whatever I'm doing, right, it's trying to keep up with that and make me sound as clean as possible. So to think through, if it's that possible with this little mic right in front of me for voices, yes, a band or a concert is more than one voice, and it's all these instruments, and it's this tech, like soundtracks and background music that they run and mix and things. But at the end of the day, that's all math, right? Like maybe AI would be the better sound engineer. It would never let something spike and hurt your eardrums. It would never let the bass get ridiculously low that would damage equipment. Like it could be the perfect sound guy. What do we think?
That's an interesting idea, because I have to tell you, I went to a long time ago. I went to a Bryan Adams. I don't know if you guys know who Bryan Adams.
Wrong decade.
I know Bryan Adams is.
Thank you.
I haven't played his music, but I've heard the name. You know.
Well, at least I heard the name. That's part of the point here about when he's gone to his concert. Because I've been to other concerts a lot more, but my point is that opening of his concert, he comes out on stage. There was an opening group and stuff like this. I'll never forget this. I was in a big arena type thing, and the opening group did their thing, and everyone's all riled up. And then eventually he comes out on stage, and he's making all these. You can tell he's singing the opening lines to his pop song that he had at the time, but you're not hearing him. And I'm pretty sure the look on that face that they were projecting up on the big screens up there, that somebody got fired later. It literally was, at least a minute, if not a little bit more, of no.
Something went wrong.
Yeah, something went wrong. And, you would think that setting the AI to make sure that doesn't happen would be a nicety there.
If hardware broke, okay, we need a human. But like, if the hardware didn't break, everything else is software. Shouldn't AI be able to math that? Now, Josh, you have a very specific background in this space. Do you have expert opinions on the sound guy?
I got vibes. So I don't know if you remember this, Steve, or not, but I was a touring musician for almost 9 years. No, that seems too long. 6 is probably right. I don't know.
That's cool. I did not realize that.
So I've seen it all, folks. I have seen sound guys who didn't know what a monitor was. And I have
That's these things in front of me, right?
Yeah, totally.
Nice.
Didn't know what a monitor was, and I've played large festivals in front of quadruple digits and with like actual sound technicians who knew what they were doing. So I have mixed feelings on this. Here's my take. If AI was to just replace the sound technician, it probably could happen, right? Like you could, but like your comment earlier about it being just like, it's all math hurts me a little, because sometimes it's not all math. Sometimes it's feeling out the sounds, man. There's like a, you gotta feel the room. It depends on what type of music we're talking about, right? Too, like, got a poppier band that you're listening to, you might want to push the vocals a little bit more. You got a metal band, it doesn't really matter, just push it all. You know, like it's not that hard. In that case, you just push the volume up the whole way.
Yeah.
That's the solution. No, I think, there's more AI involved in sound technician work than the two of you probably realize.
It's already there.
I was just gonna say,
it's already there. Like there's a lot of newer soundboards and stuff will already have like AI inside of it. And automation inside of it to be able to like pre-program different stuff and like auto adjust volumes based on things. So yeah, I think it's possible. It's I just don't know if you completely remove the human out of it, you know, because sometimes things happen in concerts, guys.
Yep.
That you just don't expect. You know, an unexpected guitar solo. Somebody accidentally kicks a cable out of something, you know, and I don't know that AI adapts perfectly to that yet. I don't know. I don't think you could entirely replace the sound technician, but I do think there's some stuff. If I asked Claude its perspective, okay, and Claude suggested you could build AI systems to be able to scan a venue using acoustic sensors and cameras to instantly map spaces, dimensions, materials, and acoustic properties. System would automatically position microphones, configure speaker arrays, and calibrate equipment. Now, I want to start by this. This AI is already assuming way more complicated sound setups than 90% of what people have.
Right.
Like position movable microphones? What world are we living in? That's Taylor Swift's concert. That's not like the rest of the world. So I think the thing that's interesting is I do know there's some AI stuff out there that can adapt music sound based on what's happening. So like if a guitar solo is happening, I know that there are some tools out there that sound technicians can use where like AI can change the audio mix to like push the guitar and those types of things. So it's I don't think it's totally impossible. It's not a dystopian world like our earlier one.
Yeah, our earlier one was a little scary.
I'm a little less scared at this one.
Well, and I got to tell you, some of the things like what you're talking about with when we talk about concerts, because I mean, we already know about autonomous vehicles that they get stuck in the middle of an intersection because they can't figure out what to do because there's a fire truck coming at them or something like this. And do I go left? Do I go right? Do I stop? I'll just stop right here, block traffic for the next 5 hours. Yep. You know, but like with concerts, I mean, I've been to some. Okay, I'm going to date myself here, but like I was at a Thompson Twins concert. I don't know if you know who they were. Oh my gosh, man. 80s music, man, awesome, and. They were open. Our opening act was Berlin. Come on, you got to know who Berlin was. Anyway, awesome concert. Well, Thompson Twins were using some new sound equipment, and they made everyone. I was one of these nuts who was on the floor. Right, my tickets were on the floor. I'm not far from the stage, type of thing. And they made everyone. They took this big break, and they came down into the area that there's no seats. All right, this is in the University of Florida O'Connell Center. I think it's called the O'Connell Center, where they play basketball and stuff. And it's hard for me to say that word, University of Florida, right? Anyway, but
you're gonna be okay. You need a moment.
I think all right. Anyway, but they put their bouncers down there, and they had the bouncers walk so many paces out, and they moved these barriers so that you had to be that far from the stage. And they made this announcement that they were going to do this. It wasn't like a takeover of the floor or something, but they said that they had some special equipment that they were trying, sound equipment, and they were worried about it impacting people's hearing. And since they were going to be playing all this, Thompson Twins were, very techno time frame right here. And I always thought that was interesting because they would not start until everyone complied with what they were trying to do and sending back that way. And actually one of the main singers in the band came out and just said, please just go along with us. We're trying out this new equipment. And so I, like you're talking about, Josh, with all kinds of things happen at concerts. My all-time favorite one, here's another one for you, and he's still making music, which is really cool. Billy Idol. I don't know if you know that name.
I know the name.
Yeah. Thank you.
Don't know the music, but I know the name.
Great music, man. Eyes Without a Face and all kinds of good stuff. Anyway, the first concert I saw him in was when his big heyday on MTV and all that sort of stuff. And he had a very minimal setup out there on the stage, right? Some stand-up mics, and they had some monitors like you're talking about, and the drum set, and no backdrop. They just had lights and stuff on them. This was in Orlando, Florida. And in between, when he's not playing the guitar or not singing, he's running around jumping and screaming and throwing picks into the audience and stuff like this. Well, he passes out.
Oh no.
He all of a sudden, he's just kind of standing there and he kind of wobbles, and then poof, he's on the floor. And his lead guitarist decides to take over this solo, and he walks over in front of him, and you can kind of tell he's probably talking to him going, "You okay, Billy? Hey, man, you all right?"
That's wild.
It was wild. They ended up, they played a long solos while the stagehands came out and picked him up and took him off stage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And so they're out there, the band's playing this extreme, extended version of whatever song they were playing.
Oh my gosh.
And eventually Billy comes back out.
I'm good, guys. I'm good.
And he kind of smiles at everybody, and he joins, and he starts singing, but there was no more jumping off the podiums on this, the different levels on the stage and stuff like this.
He kept it a little lazier.
The next day, the radio station that sponsored it were playing all these apologies from the promoters saying, sorry about that little thing going on there with Billy, but he is doing fine, and and he did finish the concert and all that sort of stuff. But
he didn't die in front of you. Congratulations. Well, and this is I think a vote in Josh's favor though, because could an AI pick up the fact that the lead singer just passed out in the middle of the set, and what's it going to do then? Just start playing a loop track and keep the voices going?
Just watch, So remember I said this didn't go dystopian, but I just want to show how every AI solution that we come up with for job replacement could go dystopian, right? Because where do we draw the line, right? Okay, well, let's put heart monitors on all of the band members, right?
Oh
and so
my
if their heart rate goes down a certain level, does AI go, well, that person's probably not awake, and just auto mutes their mic. Now I want to take this one step further. Claude, in some of its suggestions, said basically, if you want to take this one step further, you could do personalized audio experiences. Okay, so what it suggests is give all the fans an app with their own headphones and allow them to choose what mix preferences they would like, which band member they'd like to focus on, and the AI will make sure they get their personalized mix. So now we're in a silent disco.
Yeah,
everybody has their headphones on.
This is terrible. The whole excitement about being in a concert. I mean, because I got to tell you, I've seen Billy Idol now multiple times. All right, not just that one time. I've seen him in different.
He only passed out once.
Only passed out once, and there were some recreational things he did in those days. All right, that sings about. But it's like. It's one of the cool things about going to a concert is that, you're yelling and screaming and dancing and hanging out with the person next to you don't know from Adam. And, it's just a good time, man. But if you had your headphones on,
pull your headphone off and be like, did you just hear that? And
exactly.
It would be like, no, I didn't, because I chose not to listen to that band member.
Exactly.
And AI made sure to remove that. I hate that guy. He's a douche. So I removed that guy. It's interesting. I'm realizing something in a lot of our options, and then I want to jump into another job suggestion here that we can look at. Okay, but I'm learning something through this joke that we've decided to do for this entire episode, which is that the problem itself is not AI replacing jobs entirely. The problem is as with anything, I think a spectrum of where how far do we take it. Right? Okay, all of us could probably theorize about how AI enhanced learning in some ways can be beneficial, right? But if we take it too far to where we just replace the thing with AI, it loses something, right? And that's what I feel in the music experience is to go okay, yeah, AI enhanced sound engineering is already a thing. It could probably progressively get better to the point the sound engineer needs to do less to actually make sure a concert sounds good. But AI always takes it a step further, which is to go well, if you want the perfect, as it says, the more consistent, technically perfect sound, this is a solution, which is technically not wrong, but like you bring up a good point, which is what's the point of the concert? Well, the point of the concert isn't technically perfect sound. It's the experience of the musical experience, right? And so
Exactly.
Right? So like there's a spectrum to all of these things where like replacing it entirely with AI loses a human element to a certain extent that removes the experience on most of them, right? Like building as Will gave earlier example, building a car, or like for me, I always keep joking there's nothing human about looking at Excel, so like anything I can do to remove Excel from my life is great. You know, like those things are one thing, but like when we're talking about some of these bigger experiences, it loses that point because the concert experience is not about perfectly perfected sound. It's about the experience. Some of my best concert experiences had probably the worst sound technicians in the background. You know what I mean? Because it was the experience itself as the concert. It's almost like I've heard the argument that like sometimes the imperfection is what makes it perfect. It's like the missing, there's like this like imperfectness to the experience that also makes it better.
Oh yeah.
And so like that, the AI thing almost kind of removes that from the experience.
Well, it does. It's like, so, all right. So I'm going to back up in time again when you talk about the 80s, because that's my heyday there, right? I'm college and all that stuff, going to lots of concerts. And
I would like to point out you were talking about the 80s, Steve, not me and Will, but I was just trying.
You know,
Steve, we do like you. We want you to come back if you ever want to after this episode.
I appreciate it there. That's how would you speak up a little bit, Sonny? Yeah.
Hey, you want me to turn your monitor up a bit?
Yeah, I need that. Yeah, thank you. That was good. Yeah,
we've got predictive AI help. It's okay.
Thank you. Yes. So I'm not dead yet. Anyway, it's when you think about the concerts. One of the things I love about concerts is that you run into things where they suddenly play something that is not part of the set, or they do. One of the guitarists or the bassist or somebody starts playing some riff and it's the coolest thing where you're listening and you're having a good time, and all of a sudden you wait a second, that's the theme to the Munsters TV show from the 60s. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. It's like, yeah, I just and they do something different, or they change a song. Like you hear a song that's the entire band on the record albums and all that stuff, and it's one of those great. That's old too, isn't it? Record albums.
Well, that's coming back. I've got records
circle.
Downstairs.
Full circle.
Awesome, because I could show you mine. But anyway, it's where suddenly they do it as an acoustic version, and so you get just one player with an acoustic guitar playing, some huge song that they had that usually was played with the entire band, and that's the cool thing about it. I mean, it's just. You just never know what you're going to get with a concert, especially when they're focused on playing a lot of music, and you don't want it perfect. You want it, because that's where I was going with that 80s reference. There was a semi group at one time that was extremely popular. People loved what they played. I mean, they were played on the radio all the time, and then they got mad when they found out that they were actually just mouthing words and just doing a lot of really fancy dance moves.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard of Milli Vanilli. I think that was what they're called.
Yeah.
And
no, I've heard about this.
And but it was like, well, if you like what you're hearing, and seeing, because they were doing all these dance. That was the big thing with them. They were dancing with these big giant combat boot type things on, and it's and there are a lot of groups that for a while, and even still now, I mean, the dancing is more important than the music to them. And that to me is, oh my gosh, what?
Yeah, that's how boy bands survive, isn't it?
Yes.
Oof. We went there.
I think AI would have that's the biggest problem, is if it's trying to perfect what you're seeing and you don't want it to be perfect.
Here's a quick thought, just at the time, because we've done such a great job dissecting 3 of these jobs, but I think we have 4.
But I need to get to my last one.
My thought, though, is we do a little bit of a lightning round where we just kind of give some thumbs up, thumbs down to just a few different ones.
Whether AI can replace it or not.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, I'll start, then Josh, then Steve. Just give one. The rest of us can give some thumbs up, thumbs down, maybe some laughs. So my next one would have been like an esports player. What do we think? Could that be AI or not? I think it's already pretty dumb.
I think they're already AI, aren't they?
Exactly.
I'm gonna give thumbs up.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't need it. We
Josh
don't need to
is
dissect
in?
it. I think we could probably replace esports players with
Fair
thumbs
enough.
up. You
Fair
know what I
enough.
mean?
All right, Josh, what do you got?
Oh, easy one. President.
Of president of
Just in general. Title president. I'm not gonna get too political. I'm just gonna go general president.
general president.
I like that. Haven't we? There's been several movies like this, haven't there? Where the president's replaced with. Anyway.
My vote would be no. I don't want it to be possible.
I really don't want that to happen. So that's how about.
Well, is the question you want it to or could it? That's the important point.
Well, it could. I think it could. So, all right, I'll change my vote. There we go.
Dang it.
We're like an in between. I don't know.
What do you got, Steve?
All right. So I don't know if you've flown in a jet or not. In
Like a personal one?
Yeah, not a personal one. Not a personal one, right?
Man, Steve, you live a different life than we thought you did. This is like,
At least you did in the 80s.
Yeah, excuse me. Anyway, so the point is that if you're flying and you're using a commercial airlines and it's during wintertime, it's quite a big possibility that some of your flights might get delayed. All right. And when you land, if you have to make a connecting flight, there's usually someone there from the airport, from that airlines, who's supposed to be there to tell you what you need to do because your flight was supposed to have left 5 minutes ago. All right. Typically those people are not very happy people. All right. Because they've been asked the same questions over and over again. I mean, my favorite one was I took off. I was going to Washington, D.C. I'm going to a very important meeting in Washington, D.C. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to return to Atlanta because they're snowed in that area. And we cannot make an approach because of the storm that is happening between us and Washington, D.C. So we turned around, we come back. And by the time we get on the ground, as we're coming off the plane, the pilot says to us, we do believe that many of you who are trying to get to Washington, D.C. will probably be rerouted to leave at 6 a.m. in the morning. Like, what? So you get off the plane and there's a whole bunch of people who they've only been talking about the people going to Washington, D.C. Evidently, there's all these other people on the plane and they're crowding I'm not going to use the name of the airline, but I'm trying to decide, well, should I just go home? And and I'll come back. I'll get some sleep and just come back. And so I decide to ask one of these people who are wearing the jackets that this question. And I said, "Excuse me, sir, can I just ask you one question?" He says, "Yes." After you wait in this line, because all of them want to ask me one question. And I went, "Wow, okay, so I'm going home." and I came back the next morning. And anyway, the rest of that story I'll tell you another time because I ended up making them to the meeting about 3:30 in the afternoon after being rerouted through Detroit. And
not too bad. Not too bad.
They had to de-ice the wings, all kinds of fun stuff like that. But
I'm with you on the ease of this, though. Like, if you could have just asked the one question and had it truthfully answered, AI. That is an AI-like task.
Yes.
100%.
Thank you.
Support that. Yeah.
Thank you. Instead of the snarky answer I got, and I didn't get any answer, which really ticked me off because it's like, well, fine, I'll just, what are you going to do in an airport? You're going to go complain to nothing?
Yourself in the corner as you cry. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Josh, you want to
Delta? It's fine.
You want to?
They were wearing red jackets, so
You want to land the plane on this one?
Which one should I pick?
You said you had one you wanted to end it with.
Well, that was president. I was really to ask president. I just want to see, but this one will be easy. Tank driver, because we also aren't entirely sure that's actually what their title is. So
the person who makes the tank move forward,
the person
with
who drives
controls.
the tank. Yeah. Yay or nay? AI.
I think it's gonna happen. They already did it with planes.
Yeah, I think that can happen too. I think that the problem will be what happens if, and because if it freaks out like the autonomous car, you're in a bunch of trouble.
Yeah, that's a bigger problem.
What would be amazing? is if the autonomous tanks had the same problems as the autonomous cars, where people were like in protest would cone them. If you ever saw that, they would take orange cones and just put it on the hood of the car, and that would immobilize it. If there was anything on the car, it couldn't move. So people would just, like protesters, run up, throw a cone on the front of the car, and run away, and the car would just be stuck there. I
super hope this is what happens now.
Right?
I was kind of between like it could happen. Yay. Do I want it to happen? No. It might want it to happen has now changed to yes. Because I cannot wait for the first news article that shows some guy with the audacity to run to a charging tank with an orange cone and just bloop, like, and the tank just
I like that. That's actually, and I think, Will, what's going to happen is you're going to see video. Josh is going to be missing, and you're going to see video of him running and putting a cone.
And the next week you'll get a photo that'll say tank or not.
That's amazing. That is good.
Oh man,
Steve, we can't thank you enough, and I will publicly apologize for all of the age jokes. Love you so much. So sorry. Don't mean to take.
Oh, was it about age? I was just making fun of the 80s. I didn't know
I think he might take that as a.
Well, it still was the best decade. So, and the music was the best, and it's just, you're just jealous. So I get it.
Yeah, we missed out, didn't we?
Yes, you did. You missed out on a great time. I mean, after all, the calculator, the TA-35, I think, TI-35, I think that's what it was.
35? I used an 84. What does that have to tell you about what happened between the 80s and the 90s?
They skipped from 35 to 84. It was the whole.
Oh, okay. Just straight up.
I think it was just a marketing thing. It's like, it's look at that. It's 50 times bigger number than the 35. It's got to be better.
Merchandising. Spaceballs the flamethrower. The kids love this one.
Nice.
So, with that behind us, thank you, Steve, for joining us for episode 224 of the High Tech Podcast. It's a pleasure, as always. In a second here, we'll do a little bit of our wrap out, but I can't wait for whatever we come up with next year for the holiday episode. And of course, we'll have you on before that because we just love hanging out.
Thanks. Can I say something here? I appreciate you guys having me on. And you notice I asked if I could say something and I just said it. That was dumb of me, but
go for it.
Well, the answer was no. So now we got to awkwardly work through that.
just keep interrupting him. No, go for it.
Yes. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate you having me on. And this was great time. So enjoy it. And you never know what it's going to be said. So that makes it even more fun. So I had a blast. Thank you so much.
Hey, the High Tech Podcast, where the points are made up and there are no scripts. So next time, folks, until episode 225, go and find us on all the Instagram, socials, Twitters, etc. at High Tech Podcast or at High Tech Pod. Email us, inbox at hightechpod.us. If you want to be one of our friends, just like Steve, slide into the inbox and we will have you on and make fun of you the entire time. I'm so sorry. And last but not least, our website is hightechpod.us. All of our episodes are there. Every single episode has an episode page. You'll see Steven's information there if you want to join his podcast and go check out all 800 of his episodes. You can also head over to stevenmiletto.com. That's 1L, 2 T's. And otherwise, we can't wait for you to join us in the next episode, folks. All right, this is wrapping another week of the High Tech Podcast, empowering minds,
embracing tech.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Buckle